you have to do just 3 times a day?
No, I didn't say about 3 times. I said when Allah says about Jummah, when you hear the call to prayer,
Sure.
okay, go towards the hurry towards the congregation and pray.
Sure.
Okay, so which call of prayer is mentioned here?
I'm not sure which one. What is it? You can answer.
Why not? You can interpret it. Go on. You said you don't need the scholars to interpret it for
prayer,
you.
You go. I'm not sure what's.
Not people.
When
Sorry.
there's a call for prayer, you go. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not sure like what's clear about that. You kind of remind me of like the Jews when God tells them like kill the cow, and they're like, what color is it? Like how big is it? How old is it? This is the kind of stuff that you're doing to add on to the text. It says when people call to prayer.
I'm not asking you to add anything. I'm asking you whose call I asked you.
Okay, I'm saying.
So whose call you're going to listen to?
What's the difference between that and when the Jews are asking all these questions?
Because the difference between
the
difference between what the Jews did and what I'm doing is I'm listening to what the Rasul did based on the hadith. Look, you're doing it again. When I'm answering, you're talking again. Okay. I'll let you talk. Okay? Did Musa alayhi salam tell the Jews, okay, to just follow the command of Allah? But they're asking basically to Moses.
Yes.
Yes? And Allah tells them, Allah then answers their questions, does he not?
Yes. Moses,
so whatever they're asking is not something forbidden by Allah. However, what you're doing is like the Jews. They follow their desires. Wait. They follow their desires and their whims, and they made their rabbis as their lords. Yes? I'm not telling you to go and listen to other people or to listen to your desire, but at least listen to the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Just like the Quran has been preserved to this day. Wait a minute, I'm still answering. Just like the Quran came preserved to you, how do you know that the Quran is exactly as it was revealed to Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Without you putting your faith in people like Bukhari and Muslim.
I put faith in the Quran.
Okay, how did the Quran get to you?
Again, I'm telling you, like I didn't.
Did you look at the earliest manuscript?
No, I didn't.
Then how do you know the Quran is exactly as it was revealed?
Listen, the Quran, I read the Quran, and because the doctrine, there's no plot holes, it makes sense. Totally, this is why I decided to choose it. If somebody brings a better doctrine,
that wasn't my question. How do you know this is the Quran that was revealed to Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam?
Because it says it's preserved.
That's called circular reasoning.
Yeah, okay.
If I can write a book and I say.
It doesn't matter to me if it's preserved or not.
I can write a book.
It does.
It doesn't really. I can write a book. Yes, or anyone can write a book, and they can claim it is from Allah. Would you believe it if it made perfect sense to you?
If it makes perfect sense, no plot holes.
Yes, then you will think that's from Allah. Yes.
I mean, if it makes sense, sure, why not? If it comes with a different doctrine,
I think that should be.
So you have to just believe in blind faith.
That should be. That's exactly what you're doing already.
How am I doing that? I'm telling you, the doctrine I'm reading. The reason I didn't go with Christianity because the doctrine doesn't make sense. The Trinity thing doesn't make sense. Like just the entity itself doesn't make sense. The one Godness, it makes sense. Now, Him being revealed, okay, through the Quran, and the Quran telling me,
ما أتاكم الرسول فخذوه وما نهاكم عنه فانتهوا. How you interpret that?
Sorry?
In the Quran, Allah said, ما أتاكم الرسول فخذوه وما نهاكم عنه فانتهوا. How do you take that?
Could you translate it?
I thought you understood Arabic.
You do understand.
Wait a minute.
I understand Arabic.
But he's actually an Arab. His pronunciation is not like mine. Now,
I don't mind.
Which part of that you didn't understand? All of it?
Well, I need to try.
Can I repeat it?
Sure.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, ما أتاكم الرسول فخذوه وما نهاكم عنه فانتهوا.
I can understand that.
وما نهاكم عنه فانتهوا.
Shall I translate it for you?
Go ahead.
Relax, man.
No, it's not to relax, but it just shows. Wait. Just to be fair with you, a person who self-interprets a book, he should at least know the language.
Did I come up with random meanings?
No, it wasn't random. That is the ayah of the Quran.
No. Did I come up with random meanings?
That is the ayah of the Quran.
Self-interpreted. I'm saying did I come up with random meanings?
Do you not understand what I'm saying to you? I'm not talking about any random words. I'm talking about the ayah of the Quran. Don't tell me the meaning yet. I'm telling you about the ayah of the Quran. It's not something random. When you do not understand the language and you self-interpret it, then you're surely going to fall in a pothole, which you're trying to avoid.
When did I self-interpret? I'm telling you that
every time, every single thing.
Definitions are there. I take the definition.
Your definitions are based on root words. That's not how you define words, by the root words.
No, I look at the root word and I run it through the Quran. if every single time it's put in there, that makes sense, then that makes sense to me.
Yeah, but for you to understand and put faith in a root word shows that you will rely on somebody else.
No, the Quran attests to that because every single time it's being put in there,
this
it
ayah at least.
Okay.
doesn't make sense.
Can you say it once again?
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ما أتاكم الرسول
Okay, stop there. Explain that bit. ما أتاكم الرسول.
If the Rasul doesn't come to you,
No, it doesn't mean that.
okay, I'm not
he
sure.
gave
What
Okay,
is
wait. Okay, don't tell him. When
I'm not sure what ma
atakum,
means. Look,
what the Rasul gives you, take it, and what he forbids you, what he prohibits you, keep away from it.
away from
Now, even I, as a non-Arab, understood that.
Sure.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, why did you not understand that? Is it because your
Well, no,
basic
I-
understanding of
no.
Arabic is lacking?
No, it's because my speech is not as good. So what I'm saying.
Your speech is not as good?
Okay, ma is negative,
no
right?
no wa. There is no wow.
Oh, sorry. Ma atakum
أتاكم
Rasul.
الرسول
So, okay.
فخذوه.
Okay, so.
Amr.
Okay, if we're choosing-
obligation on you to take it on
Okay,
you.
so I will take it.
Yeah.
No problem. And what did he bring? What did he bring?
What did you bring?
Sunnah.
The Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam.
He brought the
Salat,
Quran.
how you
Man. He
pray.
brought the Quran.
By the way, what does fasting mean to you? Does it mean something other than fasting in Ramadan as well?
No, it means fasting in the hot month.
In the hot month?
Yes.
Well, hot months, they go in different months every year.
That's
So they revolve in a way. For example, you might have hot months now.
Okay.
The hot months might last in Saudi Arabia for 3 months, June, July, August.
No, month is moon. Okay, month means moon, like moon to moon.
Moon to moon.
Shahr, the word shahr means
Yeah.
from moon to moon.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you see man shahada shahr, okay, shahada means to see, to witness.
Man ra'a.
Man shahada. So man shahada shahr. Whoever witnesses the moon, okay, fasted. So I fasted.
Okay, you see the moon cycle throughout the year. Am I right?
Sure.
Now, let's say you don't know when Ramadan is.
It's not a
You're-
get together.
Hear me out. I didn't say it's a get together. By the way, Ramadan is not a get together. Who told you that?
It's not like everybody does it.
Okay,
once.
let's say you're on an island, okay, and you have lost track of the months, okay? How would you observe Ramadan if you just had the Quran, a copy of the Quran?
Sure. If it's the hot month, basically if it's hot, and I see the month, I see the big full moon, then I fast.
Okay, so hot month lasts 3 months on that island. Are you going to fast all 3 months?
How could it last 3 months, dude?
Hot months do
Full
last
moon
3
to
months.
Full moon, dude.
No,
Full moon to full
but
moon.
hot month applies in July, in August, in September. Now, full moon comes in all
Okay.
3 months. Wait. Full moon comes in all 3 months. Which of these 3 months will you fast? All of them? One of them? Which one?
Dude, I'm fasting. Okay, if I fasted 1 month and I believe that it is the hot month, okay, because that's what my surroundings are telling me, I don't think God will hold you accountable because you didn't fast the hottest month.
Okay, there you go. Again, following your desire.
It's not my desire.
It is,
it's
because
logic,
Allah
man.
says very
Think about
clearly.
it. Why would God want you to fast like literally just 1 month? Like, why would He want that?
Who are you to
Rama-
question
Ram-
God? Now you're doing like the Jews.
No, I'm
Like they told you to do
what
something,
you're
and then say,
doing-
who are you to tell me when to
No,
fast?
honestly, what you're doing is that you're taking the Quran and you're saying that I cannot explain this by myself. Okay, let me take these books and say that the Prophet said that. Now look, I don't have a problem with some of the Islamic laws. I don't come from like a libertarian ideology. That's what I try to explain. I don't come from that. It's not like I take the hadith. I don't like the hadith because it says like he had 12 wives or what. I don't care about that. I'm saying I take it because it says the Quran is complete and mufassal. Mufassal means detailed, fully detailed.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I take it for what it is.
So when Allah tells you that you can have more than 3 wives, you can have 4 wives,
It says
up to 4 wives,
Yes.
is that making sense to you? Is that logical?
Up to 4 wives, yes.
Yeah. So you wouldn't have a problem with that?
Yeah, I think men can have more than 1 wife.
I'm
That
asking
doesn't
you.
mean
I'm
they
asking
should.
you personally. You
I don't have a
don't have a problem taking more than 1 wife?
I would have a problem.
Why
yeah.
would you have a problem when Allah
Because I
makes
don't
it
have the
legal
time
for you?
it. I don't have the time for it. It says
You don't have the
2
time for
or
it?
3 or 4.
Do you have time for 1 wife?
Yeah, I do have the time for it. Yeah,
Do you have a wife?
yes.
And she wouldn't mind if you had more than 1 if you had time?
It's not about what she wants. It's about what God wants. And obviously, she probably would mind, but it's not something that I'm going to go and say like, dude, you have to do this. I'm going to talk to her if she does.
No, having
like,
4
if I
wives is
had
not
to-
obligatory. I didn't say it's obligatory. I said this is something that Allah permits you. Because you're saying everything has to make sense.
Yes,
Yes?
it does make sense.
So where is the sense, logically, if you had time, you have more than 1 wife? For a person who just follows logic.
What do you mean? You can't. Dude,
Because
men
most of the
right now-
Westerns
men-
today will
men
say, why
right
have
now-
another wife when you already have 1
No,
wife?
rich men right now have more than 1 wife. Like rich men right now.
No,
they
I don't
have
think every
more
rich man
wives.
has
The
more
problem
than
is that
one
they do it in secret. They just do it in secret, dude.
No.
They just do it in secret.
No, we're not about girlfriends, we're talking about wives.
Yeah, I'm saying they just do it in secret. That's what it is.
In Islam, marriage is not secret. Marriage is something that you
understand it's not secret.
declare.
I'm saying that it makes sense because a man can have more than one wife. Okay, I don't want more than one wife because I think there's some men today that can't have
mentioned
more
Quran.
than one
Oh
wife.
yeah,
Yeah.
finish the ayah.
Tell us about that, because you follow only Quran. When Quran commanded you to take what Rasul gave you and to stay away from Rasul what he forbade you.
Correct.
It got nothing to do with the Quran. If it was in the Quran, Allah, He doesn't have to say, وَمَا أَتَاكُمُ الرَّسُولُ فَخُذُوهُ وَمَا نَهَاكُمْ عَنْهُ فَانْتَهُوا. What did Rasul give us rather than Quran? And what did Rasul nahana, which is we didn't been forbidden from the Quran?
Why are you trying to take it as if it's not the Quran?
It is a Quran.
No.
There is a Quran, is obligation in the Quran.
Yeah, so if he
Command
says
from
not to
Allah.
do something, then you don't do it.
No, Allah commanded us to follow, to take what Rasulullah gave us.
Correct.
And to stay away from what Rasulullah told us to stay away from.
Sure.
Yeah, but Allah, He could say it direct in the Quran.
He did.
You didn't
He
understand.
he gave the Quran.
So he says Allah gives you instructions of what is halal and haram, and the Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam also says that.
Okay.
So
Different
in
category.
fact there is another category,
Yeah.
wa ulil amr. What does that mean to you?
Like very strict. Amr means like very strict. Like
Wa ulil amr, not just amr.
ulil amr. I'm not sure.
It's Arabic.
I don't think
عربي،
I don't think he understands Arabic.
بس صلي زمان ما يحكي يعني
ما
ما
تحكي عربي، ما تفهم عربي؟
بفهم عربي.
وش ما شلون يعني ما تفهم أولي الأمر؟ ما
لأن-
تعرف أولي
لأن-
الأمر من هو؟
This is a common Arab term, right?
Yeah.
Phrase. Which,
Ulil
so if you knew Arabic, you would have definitely understood
أنا
this.
وقفت العربي عمري كان 7 سنين.
7 سنوات؟ والله ولو حتى توقفها 20 سنة.
والله يا ما بعرف أنا نسيت.
العربي يبقى عربي.
ما بعرف أنا نسيت يعني شو بدي كاين لك نسيت.
Okay, read this ayah to him. يا أيها الذين
ما بعرف لك غير هيك يعني.
Listen, it says
بس
here
ما بفهم ما بفهم.
يا أيها الذين آمنوا أطيعوا الله وأطيعوا الرسول وأولي الأمر منكم. What do you understand from that?
Follow, obey the God and obey the Rasul. And I'm not sure what the awil amr is. Usually I look it
ولي
up.
الأمر.
Okay, it means
ولي الأمر. Do you know
Wali al-amr.
ولي أمر.
Wali means responsible for, I believe.
yes.
Responsible of you.
So the ones who are in authority amongst.
I agree here.
Okay,
Sure.
it means those in authority among you. Now, what is Allah telling you there? So we understand about Allah, we understand about Rasul. Who would you consider as authority among you?
Today?
Anytime.
Well, at the time of the Prophet,
During the time of the Prophet ﷺ, it's already mentioned the Rasul. So Atiullah, Atiur Rasul is already clear. But then there is a third category. Wa ulil amr minhum. Minkum. Who are these?
So he is responsible for you.
No, we already have Allah, the Rasul, that is already understood. We are talking, I'm asking you about the third category. Wa ulil amri minkum.
Ulil amri minkum.
This is the third category that Allah tells you about. This is in chapter 4, Surah An-Nisa, verse 59.
Wa ulil amri
people
minkum.
of authority upon you.
Whoever's in authority.
Yeah, so who would that be based on this? Without the Rasul telling you who it is, you tell me based on your understanding who it is.
Okay. So if I'm taking that, it would be like whoever is in charge above.
Charge about where?
Like the government, basically.
Oh, you mean the leader?
Sure.
Like maybe President Assad?
Sure.
So you would consider him to your you would take from him?
I would take orders from him, not against the Quran. I would take orders from him, of course.
You take orders from
I'm
him.
gonna get killed otherwise. But not if he tells me to disobey the Quran.
What if he tells you to kill other Muslims?
Not against the Quran.
No, if he tells you to kill other Muslims, because you have to obey the. So if Musa alayhi salam during his time, yes, commanded his people to kill and go in a war, or even the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he actually went and fought wars, he killed people, right? He instructed people to kill those enemies of yours. So would you do the same for other than the Rasul, the Ulil Amr, in the context of a war?
No. If it's not, yes. If he's for example, if he's commanding me to eat pork or whatever.
No, I'm saying to kill people.
Okay, to kill people. No. If it's not like a defensive, if it's not defensively, then no, I would not kill anybody.
So you would be in the army, but you would actually say, no, I don't want to fight.
Yeah, if he's commanding me to kill believers, yeah, I would. Yeah, I would say I don't want to fight in this, yes.
I didn't say believers, I said your enemies.
Okay, if he's asking me to kill them, yes, I would obey his, yeah, sure.
You would obey him, yeah?
Of course.
So if he tells you to kill people, you would kill people.
If I'm in the army, yes. Sure, I guess.
Okay, so your authority could even be someone, a tyrant like Assad.
Sure, and if he's killing me if he's ordering me against the Quran, I would not obey. If he's ordering
How do you know it's against the Quran? Allah tells himself that these are the people you need to obey. Obey Allah,
he
obey the
put
messenger,
strict
and
laws.
those in authority
Dude,
among
he
you.
put strict laws in the Quran, man. If somebody's asking me to break these, obviously I don't break them.
You know what I would have said if I was in your place? I would say read the whole verse because I didn't finish the entire verse.
Okay, but dude, if I try
Wait,
to
let me
do
finish.
anything
Let me
other than
finish.
answer your question, you
And
can't
Allah
say
says
no.
here in the next, in the same verse, but different passage. Oh, hold on. 459, yeah? Let me bring from the Quran so you understand. But you know, I just noticed that if you don't understand Arabic, you know, whom do you go to?
I understand a little bit. I don't understand perfectly.
Because the whole
I'm not
Quran
saying
is in
that I
Arabic. The whole of the Quran is in Arabic, brother.
Yeah, exactly. I just translate and I.
What I'm saying is that you have to rely on certain people for you to
I
translate
don't-
it for you.
Sure. I'm
So
saying-
what is wrong
I
if-
don't mind, dude. Dude, again, I'm not trying to say that I reject total explanation of the Quran. Don't try to explain it myself. I hear what you have to say. If what you're saying applies in the Quran,
No, but you're using your own interpretation. Like I asked
No,
you, would
I'm
you
not.
take the command from the tyrant? You
I'm
actually
not.
agreed.
How-
You said yes, I will. I will kill the people
I'm
if
telling you,
he commands me to.
Dude, I'm trying to answer your question because if I try to answer any other way other than answering directly your question, you try to fry me for it. That's what you do. Like
No, I asked
yes,
you a
I was like,
question.
can you answer-
Yeah, but you
I'm
bring
trying to answer
when I ask you about the
exactly how
Quran,
you
you
want me to
bring
answer
the Shia inside, you bring the Torah inside.
No, I don't.
When you completely
Okay,
go to a different tangent, then I'll tell you yes, you're basically going to another topic now. But if I ask you clearly, you know,
I did not
the three
memorize this.
categories, one of them is wa ulil amr minkum.
Yes.
Yes. Now you said that could be a tyrant like Assad. Seriously, you believe that?
Dude, I didn't read the whole thing. What do you want me to do? I
Okay,
don't
read the whole
memorize
thing.
it.
Go on. Read the whole thing and then you tell me. It's 459, verse 59.
Okay, and if you disagree over anything, refer it to Allah and the Messenger.
Yeah.
If you should believe in Allah and the last day, that is the best way and best result.
Okay. So when you refer to Allah and His Messenger, how would you do that?
I use the Quran.
Just the Quran? So that is referring it to Allah. Because that is actually the words of Allah, not the Rasul.
Dude, the words of Allah, some of the Torah is the words of Allah.
There you go, you give it again.
Don't go.
But it does not
Who
match
told you
all
some of the
that.
words of Torah are words of Allah? Whom do you rely on?
Because he sent the Torah.
Whom do you? No, he sent the Torah, but the Torah today, you believe is the same one that was given to Moses?
No.
Exactly. So don't say the Torah without understanding the context of it. When Allah says the Quran is al-Muhaymin, it has basically meaning that it has been abrogated everything that came before it.
Quality control.
Yes? You basically rely on the Quran. You make the Quran as a criterion now.
It is.
You make it as your Muhaymin.
It is.
Okay? So if it is the Muhaymin and Allah tells you the Torah has been corrupted in Surah Al-Baqarah verse 79, yes, then you don't say the first 5 books that today they read are the Torah.
But no problem. Fine, no problem. So I'm trying to say is when it says follow the God and the Messenger, I'm saying that the Quran is the God and the Messenger. It's a word of God, but I'm also following the Messenger by following the book that he brought. It does not
So
mean
it's a choice, basically.
sorry.
You are doing a choice.
Well, no, I'm following exactly what the Quran is saying.
Allah means follow the book, the Quran, yeah? Allah, where you gonna find Allah words is Quran. Wa Rasul. What does it mean? Quran as well? Tikrar.
The
You know what I
Quran
mean,
is
tikrar?
both. Tikrar, yeah, repetition.
Allah, he doesn't do tikrar. It's specific.
I think when you're trying to use Sorry?
Linguistically, it doesn't make sense.
it actually makes sense to me. Like I'm following the Rasul by following the book that he brought.
No, you're following only Allah because the Rasul did not write the Quran.
Dude, if I don't take the Rasul, how did this come to me?
Say again?
How did this book come
Yeah,
to
that
me?
was my question to you earlier, which you
How
haven't
did this
answered.
book come to me?
How did it come to you exactly? How?
Through the Rasul.
Yeah, but the Rasul is not here. The Rasul passed away.
You haven't met
Wait.
Rasul.
The Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam passed away 1400
Okay,
years
look.
ago. How did it come to you?
Again, it comes from why I believe in this book. I believe in this book because it makes sense.
But any book can make sense to you,
Yes.
which doesn't have
And if
errors in
comes
it.
If it comes better,
So you're
I
telling me
believe in
that
it, yeah.
you're
That's
telling.
what it says. If you
Listen,
can
listen.
bring better, I believe in it. That's exactly what
So
it
you
says.
you will actually believe any book that claims to be from God, and it makes sense to you as a revelation from God. Am I right?
If it comes up to the same scrutiny as this book,
What is your criterion?
so one book, for example, the plot holes. Okay, like I need it to be sure that the doctrine has to be explained to every mankind from all of time. For example, the New Testament didn't hold up to this. It doesn't explain the people that lived in Americas when Jesus died. So this doesn't make sense to me. When Jesus died, what happens to these guys? Are they damned or are they not? So
Okay.
this doesn't make sense.
What about if Allah tells you that you need 2 witnesses if it's only women
Agree.
in a court of law, but only 1 if it's man?
2 witnesses, if it's...
Sorry,
that
2
makes sense.
witnesses are equal to 1 man.
Yes, I agree with that.
You agree with that? Does it make sense to you? Do you not see?
From my experience,
Do you not
yes, it
see
does.
injustice?
No,
No.
I don't really.
So you're telling me that 1 man's testimony is equal to 2 women's?
Yes,
How is that logical?
because
Because
I don't really want to get into that.
why not? Why not?
Because like...
Because you're saying it has to make sense to you, right? So I'm telling you that there are
It does
people who
make
ask
sense. It does make
the
sense.
Muslims this question, that why would you consider the testimony of 2 women equal to that of 1 man? Are you telling me that men are more, well, I don't know, that testimony is higher status than that of women?
I agree, yes. That,
Why is that?
It's just from my experience in life. That's what happens. So usually...
So again it is your desire.
It's not, yeah,
Yeah, when you say your experience, it means your desire.
Alam taqilun, yeah, it is. I'm using my brain to understand this. Does this make sense?
There you
Now,
go,
why we
exactly
need
what I
to-
said. Use your brains, means use your desire. Which I've been
agree
telling you
with
all,
that. I
all the
agree with
time.
that. That's why I chose the book.
Okay.
It's not about authenticity or anything. I don't care about that.
What if Allah tells you to sacrifice your own son? Would you do it?
If God commands us, yes.
You would?
If He asks us,
How do you know that it's God telling you what? Would you not say, is it God telling me or not?
I'm sure he'll show me an ayah.
He'll show you an ayah.
I'm sure
He'll show you a sign. And how would you know the
If
sign
he's
shown to
asking me
you is not from the devil? It's from... How do you know it's not from the devil?
I have no idea.
Exactly. So you see, when you actually base it everything on your logic and your desires, this is how you're going to end up. I don't know.
Okay, so
I'm not sure.
Abraham confirmed that his son
Ah,
was
good. Abraham was a prophet of God. He got revelation.
This is how a Muslim they dispute Qur'ani with no Qur'ani. He says Allah, do not dispute. Before he says that, he says أطيعوا الله والرسول ولا تتنازعوا فتفشلوا وتذهب ريحكم واصبروا إن الله مع الصابرين. How do you explain that?
I am a terrorist. The problem is that you
He
guys
says,
separate because you guys
You guys?
follow different
Who's
prophets.
you guys?
Like Sunnis and Shias, they separate because...
But there are no
they
Shias
follow
here. Why are you
different-
saying you guys then?
As in Sunnis. Sorry, I apologize.
So are you neither Sunni nor Shia?
Yeah, I'm not. I'm
What are you? Are you-
I'm a Muslim. I'm a Muslim and Rabbi.
What is the
I'm a
definition of a
Muslim.
Muslim? What's the definition of a Muslim for you?
I believe in God, I believe in the last day, and I try to do good work.
Oh, the Jews do that.
Yeah.
So are they Muslims?
They are Muslims, yes.
Are the Jews Muslims?
Well, I don't believe they should be calling themselves Jews because they're believers. They believe in God. They're Muslimin, yes.
Allah says Yahud in the Quran, An-Nasara wal Yahud.
It says,
Yes?
"La tasammu do not call yourselves Huda.
No, Allah himself refers to them as Nasara and Yahud.
Yes.
Are you saying that you shouldn't, but Allah can?
No, I'm saying God says, why do you call yourselves Huda or Nasara? Call yourselves Mu'mineen. Like,
Where does Allah say that? I don't know where he says that.
You know what I'm talking about?
منهم
God asks-
among them there is a believer.
Yeah, among them. He didn't tell them not to call yourself this.
No, he says he didn't say that.
I'll
من أهل الكتاب أمة.
show you. Give me a second.
Yeah, we know the ayah, حبيبي. نعرف الآية. Among them, he means among them there is a mu'minun. ليسوا سواء. They're not all the same.
So you don't even know the definition of Muslim, my brother. With all due respect,
No, I know the
you just
definition.
said that even they are Muslims. Those people, anyone who
Alright, so
follows,
how do you
anyone who
define- how
believes
do you
in,
define a Muslim?
wait, you said anyone who believes in Allah and one God, and follows Him, follows His commands, and the Day of Judgment. Am I right? Yes,
Pretty
those.
much, yeah.
But you see,
And you do
the Jews do that, the Christians do that, and anyone else who believes in one God does that.
Yeah, you know.
Exactly what it is.
So you're telling me all of those are Muslims. What does Islam mean to you then?
Islam is not a brand that you guys are associating
No,
with.
I'm not asking you what we believe. I'm asking you. How would you define
Islam is
the
a
term-
submission to God.
the term Islam?
It's once you submit to God, like that, you put your faith in God.
So Islam has got nothing to do with the rules and regulations.
It does, the rules of the Quran.
Okay, so define Islam once again.
So the Quran is when you put your faith in God,
Yeah.
and that this is what He revealed to you, basically.
What about the messengers?
You have to believe it. You have to believe what this shows you. What does this attest to? The messengers. It confirms them. This confirms that the fact that these messengers existed in the past.
What about the books? You see, I'm
And
giving you the
and
definition.
and
You're adding on to it, as I say. But when somebody asks you what is the definition of Islam, you just said obey Allah and His commands and the last day. Just like what a Muslim is.
Okay.
So once again, what is Islam and what is a Muslim to you? Based on the Quran, not based on your own interpretation.
Okay. Muslim is somebody who believes in God and the last day, and basically does good work.
You mixing between Arkan al-Islam, Khamsa, Arkan
Which are nowhere in the Quran.
Arkan al-Iman, Sitta.
You're
mixing.
It's all over the
Most of
Quran.
them are not in the Quran.
All of them are in the
The
Quran.
5 pillars of Islam, they're not there.
Really? So you don't find mention of the
Show me the 5 pillars
Wait.
of Islam. Show me that.
No,
Just like how you ask
hold
the
on.
Trinitarians. Show me
No,
the
no.
Trinity in the Quran.
No, but hold on. If Allah has mentioned the 5 pillars in the Quran, He mentions belief in one God. He mentions the Salah and the Zakah and the fasting and the Hajj. Does He not? Does He not? So don't say it's not in the Quran.
No, it's not.
In fact, what you're asking me, show it to me in one verse,
Yeah.
then that would be different. But
Okay, show me that
hold on,
these are requirements to be
hold on. Do not say it's not in the Quran. What you're telling me is show it to me in one single verse, one single passage.
Okay,
There's a
fine.
difference between the two. Am I right?
Sorry.
Okay, so once again, what is Islam? Allah says the only religion He'll accept is Islam.
Yes.
Based on that ayah, what does it mean?
Yes. Yes. It means that the only doctrine God will accept is submission. That's what it means.
Yeah, but submission means what in that context?
It means that when you submit to God, that's what it means. It means
Okay, the Jews submit to God.
that then they are Muslimin. They are Muslimin la Rabbun. Like,
So what's the difference between the Yahud and the Nasara and the Muslimin?
There is
There's no
none.
difference.
There is
based on
none.
it. But Allah says the Nasara and the
none.
wait. Allah says the Nasara and the Yahud. Yes, amongst the people of the book, there are people who actually believe in Allah and the last day, and there are people who actually are the ones who do shirk.
Sure.
Yes.
That means they're doing shirk.
Yes.
That means they don't believe in God in the last day.
So don't say they are Muslims then.
You're mixing between Muslim and Mu'min.
No.
If you say
Just because Christians say that there's one God, okay, does not mean that they actually believe in one God. Okay? It doesn't mean that.
Yeah, but practically,
it's like me telling you.
I could say I believe in 5 gods, they're one God.
It's like me telling you that you claim to believe in Quran, but you don't actually believe in the Quran. It's like same
I
thing.
believe in the Quran.
No, you don't.
I do.
Based on our conversation right now,
I do.
yes.
I just
When you would
follow
follow, when you have confirmed that you would follow a tyrant like Assad, then you don't actually follow the Quran.
Dude, if he follows, as long as I am not disputing over, if I
That's what you
dispute
told
over-
us.
I look over the Quran. Does it say go kill believers? Am I in the war? Is my country under fire? Okay, it's not about just.
That's not what you
Islamic war.
said. That's not what you said. You said if he commands me, I will follow. If I'm in the army, you said it yourself.
I'm trying to
It's
give
on-
you a
it's on video.
straightforward answer.
That wasn't.
giving you a straightforward-
Yeah, but I didn't ask you to tweak your answer for me. I'm telling you, give me the answer.
So you want an answer of whether I would follow? I need more information than that. I need to know what he's asking me, who he's asking me to kill. You want me to answer
Well, if you're in the
that?
army, he commands you to kill.
Okay.
Okay.
Who am I killing? What am I doing? I'm not going
I
to
told you the enemy. I've already told you that.
Okay, and they are attacking us? Are they not attacking us? What's happening? This is what I'm saying. Like,
Even if they're not
you're
attacking,
giving me a small.
even if they're not attacking you, because you're in the army, what is your job as a soldier? To disobey your commander or to obey him? If you were in the army, you would actually know this.
Yeah.
Okay, because you
I would obey him.
Yes,
Exactly. Sure.
you would obey him.
Yes.
But you know, if he tells you something that is contrary to your belief, would you still obey him?
My belief is based on the Quran.
Yes.
No, I would not obey him, obviously.
Okay, so enemy of yours can also be a Muslim, right? If he tells you to kill an enemy of yours, then it can also be a Muslim.
Sure.
Would you then obey?
No, I would not. If they are not coming to attack me, then no, I would not.
But an enemy can attack you as well.
If they're attacking me, then yes.
Yeah, it could also be what do you say? It could be an attack in defense of your country, in the sense that you have a preemptive attack. It doesn't mean they have to attack first.
Okay, that's
Would
fine.
you still not do it?
I would do it. Yes.
There you go. So you would follow a tyrant
Dude, I'm going.
instead
I'm
of
just-
telling me
If you want
That
to
if-
give me
if it-
every specific, that I am in the
I
army.
gave you a lot of
I'm
specifics.
enlisted in the army. I am going to fight in a war. There's war going on. There's bombs happening. I'm being bombed by Muslims. I'm going to go and attack other Muslims. I have to because.
But how do you know
my
which?
country.
How do you know
What
which
do I
Muslims
do?
are on the right side of the Quran and
Who
Sunnah?
knows, man? Who knows?
But you are the one taking the action, so you should know.
No, I'm not.